Welcome to Movie Obscura with Adrian and Kelly. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Kelly.
This week we are reviewing Grave Encounters. Horrible movie.
Great movie.
Made in 2011 by the Vicious Brothers, although I don't know why.
Why wouldn't they? It's a great flick.
This movie was, if you would take Paranormal Activity and the Blair Witch, and they'd have a baby, an offspring, this would be the movie.
No! The special effects in this movie were a lot better than they were in Paranormal Activity, and way better than what they were in frickin' the Blair Witch Project. This movie was great. Just the shot value alone was awesome in this flick.
You had a producer who was trying to...
Okay, I'll give you this. At the beginning, that producer who was saying this is all real footage, he was such a cheesy...
He was trying to get a TV show about Grave Encounters. And the paranormal specialists are going into this hospital, sanitarium, or insane asylum.
It's their 6th episode of Grave Encounters.
Yes, it's the 6th episode of Grave Encounters, but they're really trying to press the envelope, and they go to this
mental institution hospital
that had weird.
That's freaking huge.
It is. It's massive. It's
yeah.
It's like they said. It's the entire block area.
Yeah, it's a bunch of buildings
block
that are interconnected through underground tunnels.
Right, subtunnels. And you have the head of the doctor, Dr. Arthur. How would you pronounce that last name?
Freaking.
Okay. Frickin. I don't know. Fryking. We want to call him Fryking.
Fryking.
All right, Dr. Fryking, who was specialized in lobotomies.
He thought that he could solve mental issues through surgery.
So and so they show scenes of that, and then you have this guy who he has 3 people with him in the beginning.
Yeah. He's got his cameraman, his sound girl, and another cameraman.
And the sound girl was the occult specialist, they called her.
Yep.
He was the paranormal specialist, and then the camera guy, basically a production crew.
Yep.
So they go in this sanitarium, and they're checking it out. It's in the daylight, by the way. And you have the groundskeeper say, you want to get much film as you can during the day because it gets very dark at night, as we see later on.
Yeah.
And they bring in this, how would you call it? A medium?
Psychic medium, yeah. He's got all black, his trench coat, everything. I mean, he's got the works. He's got this
sixth sense about, it's very cold in here.
This is a cold spot.
I feel a lot of souls dying and tortured, and I'm like, and then they go, cut. Oh, was that good? Was that over the top?
Yeah. He's acted the entire time.
They got the groundskeeper going, well, I don't really notice anything. Give me.
And then they give him $20.
Here's a 20.
They give him $20 to act, and then the next take, he's like, I've worked here for 15 years. He's only been there for like 6 months.
Right. So you see in the beginning that these people, they don't even think that it's haunted, and neither the groundskeeper. They don't think it's haunted either.
Yeah.
Now they go into the door, and the door says "Death awaits."
Oh, spray painted in that green. Yeah.
Right. And they go into what would be called, I guess, the lobby.
Yeah,
and they start setting up the cameras.
Is that when the God, what's the old guy? They also talk to a contractor and everybody else during the daylight.
Right, and
it's just, you gloss over all that. It's just nothing really important.
Nothing really gets. It doesn't. The movie doesn't really start jumping until
they get locked in.
Right, they're locked in, and now
until 6 a.m. the next morning.
6 a.m. The groundskeeper that said it's going to get very dark at night was supposed to go to the doors and open them and let them out. They were going to be there for roughly what, 12 hours?
12 hours, something like that. Because when he got locked in at 6 p.m. and then he was going to come back and unlock the door at 6 a.m.
Right. So they're setting all the cameras up, and Kelly, this is where I have a problem, and it may be the same as all these paranormal shows. but nothing is happening forever.
No, it's all just set up, set up, set up, set up, set up. It takes forever to get into it. But when you get into the meat of this movie, it's awesome. Yes, granted, it's not until the last, say, 35 minutes where stuff really starts happening.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you get a door slam, and the sound girl's hair gets moved.
Yeah, and they go.
Other than that, yeah,
they go in. Okay, and they go into the shower bathroom,
the hypotherapy room with all the bathtubs,
and they have a bathtub full of blood.
It wasn't full of blood until way after Matt got lost.
See this? This movie just was not.
Oh, this movie. The first time I watched this flick, it was night. I'm all hanging out on my couch, and I watch it. And yeah, granted, the beginning was kind of boring, but when it got to that part where Matt got lost and separated, I tend to put myself into the situation. I mean, if you were in that situation where you're in a very dark, very large, very unknown place, and all sorts of creepy stuff was happening, I censored myself. And wouldn't you be scared out of your mind?
No, I don't believe in ghosts.
Oh my God! Then what are you doing watching scary movies?
Because I enjoy them, but this one I did not.
This
enjoy.
was a great flick. I love this movie. It just, yeah, granted, it took a while to get going, but after it got going, I mean, it didn't stop. It was just.
The first scene of Paranormal Activity is the window.
This isn't Paranormal Activity. This is Grave Encounters.
Okay, but I'm saying that the first scene of them having actual paranormal activity.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had a confused. Go on.
Really? Really?
I'm sorry. Yes, on camera and everything, Adrian.
Damn. We're watching Grave Encounters. No, yeah, really? I thought we were doing Anyway, the first sign of activity.
See what I get to put up with constantly?
The first scene of paranormal activity that they witnessed in Grave Encounters.
I'm sorry, I should have let you finish. I apologize.
Was the window, the top window on the 4th floor, opening and closing.
Oh yes.
They had and in the daylight they had locked it to make sure that.
Yeah, and the groundskeeper had said that window opened by itself quite a bit, and he had to shut it.
And it shows on the camera that it did open by itself.
Yep.
Okay. Now my question is, you know what? I'll have to ask this question later because it's gonna be very confusing if I ask it now. The second scene is where the occult specialist's hair just moves very slightly.
Very slightly, but they catch it on camera.
They caught it on camera, and Matt, who is the camera guy.
Yep. There's 2 camera guys.
He starts wandering around and he gets lost. Why was he wandering around again?
Because he doesn't believe in any of this.
Doesn't believe in any of it. And
It's like any other paranormal activity show. They basically it's all a big old setup, you know. And none of them believe in it, but they just figure it's a hook to make money and get on TV.
Right.
So none of them believe in this. So of course he's going to just wander around.
Now they're in the front lobby, and
that's where they got all the computer and whatnot and the hard drive and everything set up.
It's getting close to what on their cell phones say 6 a.m.
Yep.
They're getting up. They still have all their equipment still set up. They have not taken anything down yet. For some reason, I don't know why, but they haven't. They pretty much.
You wouldn't have a movie if they took it down early.
Well, there you go. So they think it's a bust.
Yeah, completely a bust. And they didn't catch anything but hair moving slightly.
And all of a sudden, 6 a.m. rolls around.
Nothing.
And nobody's coming. There's no knock on the door. There's no phone calls. They have no phone self-service.
No service, no nothing, of course.
And once 6 o'clock hits, it's still dark out.
Outside.
In the windows.
Yeah, in the windows of the building.
So that is when they're now they're thinking, okay, wait a minute, maybe he's late. And that's when the activity
really starts to pick up.
That's when they witness it. Matt's still lost.
Matt's lost.
So they got it. So that they're looking for him through this entire insanely huge building.
And they're splitting up.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Very much so. And I believe, Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong here, the first person they see is the one that was in the hallway. It looked like a 13-year-old girl, maybe,
Oh, yes.
with
yes.
the long black hair,
With the long black hair.
in one of those hospital gowns,
Yep.
staring off into space.
Yeah, Yep. Is this before or after that door slams? And they get all freaked out about that?
This is after the door slams.
Because that's like one of the big moments for them.
Yep.
As a group, they notice that the door slams by itself.
And they get excited. Because
whoa, there's something here. There's something here.
Right. So they get excited. Now they're all okay.
Then they see that little girl, and she's creepy as hell.
Oh yeah.
Just hanging out in a hallway. I mean, it's The Shining all over again.
It was. It really was. And then
this is like the twins moment.
And they're whispering.
Yeah.
And then she turns her head.
And you see, I love the ghost in this movie. They got that huge jaw that just drops, and then the black vacant eyes, and then the black hollowness of their mouth. They just turn into this just demon beast. It's great. I like it.
It was alright.
Jesus. God, why? Just agree with me. It's a good movie. Quit being my Siskel to my Ebert.
They take off running.
Or Ebert. Yeah, so they take off running.
They still can't find Matt.
No.
They're calling his name. They're ringing echoes. No one's coming to go get him.
They have crappy little walkie-talkies.
They find the door they came in.
The Death Awaits door?
Yeah. And they kick it open. And
it's a hallway.
They realize that the door they came in is gone, and the door's open, and it's now another hallway into. You go further in the bounds of this hospital.
Hey, you can't get out. Cannot get out.
Now they're trapped. They're trapped. They can't get out. They can't find a way out.
So now they're starting to freak out even more.
And this is where my question comes up.
Okay.
They see the window that went open and closed.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just go out that window?
How? That was 4th floor. That was a 4th floor window. How are they going to climb out that window and get down?
Very simple. They just climb down. They just one guy by another. Just make it a rope effect.
A barrel full of monkeys?
Why not?
That would never work.
Would it be better than being trapped in that place?
Well, no, but how are they going to fall? It wouldn't work, Adrian.
Why not? Give me one good reason why not.
It didn't follow the plot line. If they got out, the movie would be over. We still have another half hour to go.
and we all would have been thankful for that.
Oh my God.
All right. Anyway, so now they're all split up, and they're all split up, and the psychic he's creeping out. All he's got is the night vision, and that's
he's basically just lost his freaking mind.
And that's another thing. This night vision movies, it just drives me up the wall.
But they're supposed to be set in a dark area. They can't use
up
all their
lights. It's found footage. I know. I get it. I get it.
I understand. Okay, I want to go on record saying the fact that I'm not a fan of found footage films at all. But I like these movies. These two movies, these Grave Encounters 1 and 2. I enjoyed these movies. Paranormal Activities, yeah, you flush them down the toilet. Your Blair Witch, the original, I didn't much care for that. There is one that I just watched recently called SX Tape.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I saw, yeah.
Where this couple want to spice up their love life, and they break into a mansion that turns out to be this hospital. Why are they always set in hospitals as well?
Because the hospitals are creepiest places in the world.
All right. Anyway, so back onto the movie.
How many people pass away in hospitals?
A lot. Anyway, back to the movie. They've encountered something that scares the hell out of them. They run into this room, barricade themselves into this room. That's when they get on the walkie-talkie, and the lead guy. What's his name? Lance.
Lance Preston.
Lance Preston. He is on the walkie-talkie, and all of a sudden he hears Matt's voice come over.
Right.
They're all resting. He hears Matt's voice. So they go. They find him. They find him in this large, like, shower room or something.
Yes.
And he's now wearing a hospital gown. He's
he's
out of his freaking mind.
He's wrapped himself in his arms, shaking uncontrollably and talking incoherently.
Very much so. So he's lost his mind at this point.
And he was gone for like a good half hour of the movie.
A half hour of the movie, which would pretty much be a day.
Exactly.
With them, because they're they've been there for a good 18 to over 24 hours now.
Yes, yeah. You would think that, and it still has not hit daylight yet. And you know that daylight can come through because when they were doing the first initial walkthrough, there was light coming through.
That fourth floor window especially. Beautiful
Yes.
light coming right through that window. But now, nothing.
So now you get Matt. They find Matt.
Yep.
And
there's some noise or something. It sounds like someone banging on the walls. They all
but before we go any further, we have to keep talking about the medium, the psychic, because he's no longer.
Oh, that's right. He's no longer with the group. This is where he got lost down that hallway, and got flung around by invisible hands.
Yes, and then thrown to the ground.
Yeah.
And then now he's gone. He's dead.
He's dead. It's done. Over
Yes.
with. Yep.
They get to. They find Matt, and they barricade themselves
in another room.
But then they find another.
Isn't this where Matt tells them, they're trying to make me better, and they want to just make all of us better.
Mm-hmm.
The patient's cooperating and recovery is in progress, but he still has a long ways to go. And he keeps repeating this over and over again. And they're like, what the hell is he talking about? And that's when they take a rest, and all of a sudden all the arms start coming through the walls and waking them up.
The arms come through, and they do grab.
Now I will agree, that was cheesy as hell.
The arms come up. They grab TC, who is the cameraman.
Yeah.
He takes off running.
Takes off, and then that's when they end up in the room, the hydrotherapy room with all the bathtubs.
And that's when the bathtubs are filled with blood.
Yep. And then that Matt's just standing there staring at the bathtub. And that's when that whatever comes flying out of the bathtub, grabs TC, pulls him in.
And the reason why that happened, because they explained during the walkthrough that a person had committed suicide in that bathtub.
Yep.
So now he's gone, nowhere to be found.
Nope.
The bathtub, they tip over the bathtub.
And blood, and there's cameras tilted on its side, and blood just spills all over the place.
And no bodies.
No bodies, no nothing. TC's gone.
Yep, TC is now gone.
TC's missing. So now it's down to Matt, Sasha, and Lance.
Right, Lance, Sasha, and Matt are the only ones left. And
Matt's just loony.
Now the cameras, are starting to lose their power.
Yeah, they're flickering.
Their flashlights, all digital. The flashlights are now losing their power. They say all these buildings connect to the subtunnels. We have to go to the subtunnels. And Sasha's going, no way! I hate those subtunnels. If we get lost in the subtunnels, we are gone. We are done. We are done for.
So what Lance is trying to do is find a way to get down to those subtunnels. And Sasha and Matt, they take off. They find the elevator.
Yes.
Lance is in a different room coming up. He's grabbing gear or something.
Right.
And that's when that one ghost comes through the window at him.
Yeah.
Or no. That's where the severed tongue is laying on the ground.
And he looks
up, and in the corner, it's all just pressed up there, and just the mouth opens.
It looks like his abdomen has been sliced open.
Yep, and there's just a severed tongue on the ground. It is. Whoa, that was creepy.
And then you have, and then the same aspect, the same ghost-like features from the ghost with the howled eyes and the huge jaw that drops.
Yep.
He drops, and he takes after Lance.
Yeah, and he goes. And Lance flies down, meets those two by that elevator, pries that elevator open, and this is where Matt, does he jump? Didn't he just jump down the shaft?
Yes, he saw the ghost coming,
And
he
he's
just
done.
takes a nosedive.
He's done. Commits suicide right then and there.
Yes. So now Sasha and Lance are they're obviously, pretty banged up about this whole situation.
Yeah, they're the last two of,
And they don't think they're going to get out. They're in the subtunnels. And the flashlights go out.
Yep. So now they're just operating off their night vision cameras.
Right.
And that's the only way that they can see anything.
And they go deeper and deeper into these subtunnels, looking for into access to a different building, and they come across Dr. Arthur freaking.
They come across
Operating
operating room. Yeah.
And the ghost nurses that look like nurses. They're taking a body up to the operating table.
Yep.
And they're hiding. And all of a sudden, they all stop, and they all turn, and then the hollow eyes, the drop jaws, they all come at it.
Yep, and then they just take off running. They're back down into the subtunnels again. This was kind of a weird part. Then they're leaning against the wall, kind of resting. I think they both fell asleep at this point.
Right.
And all of a sudden, this steam mist fills the night vision camera. Both of them are sitting huddled together, and then all of a sudden, that mist comes out, fills up the entire frame, then goes back in, and it's just Lance left. Sasha's gone.
Yeah, what happened there?
The mist took her. And that's all it was. It was a ghost mist, and it took her. It doesn't even show a death scene of her.
No, Lance,
she's just gone.
No, Lance wakes up and realizes she's gone.
And freaks out, takes off running.
And takes off running, and then all of a sudden, he's back in Arthur Freaking's lab.
Yep.
They got him. They catch him.
And they perform some kind of lobotomy on him because that's when his eyes all bleeding.
Yep.
He eats a rat.
Oh yeah. Because he's now lost it.
I mean, he's lost it. It's been days.
Yes, any sense of sanity is gone.
Yeah, and it's been days that he's been trapped in this, room or building, series of buildings. Yeah, and he's starving. He's dehydrated.
He lost all of his friends.
Lost his mind. Lost all his friends. He's alone. So he eats a rat, and then he looks into the camera, and it's just blood dripping off of his eye because apparently that's where they put the needle and the hammer. And that's where the movie ends.
And
Now,
did
you see how excited I got talking about that movie? I like that movie. You
didn't hear from Jerry Hartfield, who was the producer, afterwards. He just told you. He just told you
about at the beginning. He just told you, this is real. This really happened.
It goes to the credits,
and it's over,
and that's it. And I thought
when was this one made? 2001, you said?
No, 2011.
2011.
Yes. And I don't know. I don't know. I
just wasn't your cup of tea, huh?
No, it wasn't.
You're just not a. See.
Go ahead.
But you enjoyed.
Read your case.
You enjoyed Record, which was another basically a found footage, not Record 2.
No, VHS.
VHS. I'm sorry.
I enjoyed the first one. The second one was out there, and it's found footage.
That's what you said. That's what you said about that one. But the first one was good, and that was a found footage, but it had a different kind of a plot line against it. There's these kids anyway.
Yes, exactly. I did enjoy that.
I enjoyed this movie. Seriously, I don't normally enjoy found footage films at all. I think they're cheesy. I think there's so many of them because they can be made cheap.
Less than $10,000.
Yeah, I mean they could be made for nothing, and that's why there are so many of them.
Yes.
But in this case, I liked that it was about a TV show being made, and just kind of all the special effects. I liked the ghost. I really did like the ghost. Minus the fact that, once again, we're in a damn mental hospital. Once again, we're up against a crazy occultist doctor.
Right.
House on Haunted Hill style. But still, it was enjoyable to me. I really enjoyed this movie. It had its moments that really kind of put me on the edge.
We do a rating system here at Movie Obscura, and I think we're gonna, since there was Ghost, I think we're gonna do Ghost.
Just want to do Ghosts?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, do you want me to repeat the rating system, or do you have this down now?
I still don't know what the hell we're rating against.
1 poor, 2 average, 3 good, 4 excellent, 5 instant classic. Kelly, go. What's your rate this?
I'm going to give it about a 3.5.
I
really did enjoy it. Oh my God, Adrian. I have the right to my opinion. You do not. I've really enjoyed this movie. I give it a 3.5 Ghosts, simply for the fact that the special effects in the movie were very well done. The story was great. The actors, except for that stupid producer that introed the whole thing,
yeah,
that was good. They were all good. Some of the simple scares were well done. Some of the extreme scares were phenomenally done. I enjoyed this movie very much. Adrian, what would you give it on a Ghost scale from 1 to 5?
I am going to have to say, I'm going to have to give it 2. Average. It didn't scare me.
All right.
I was not impressed.
At all, huh?
I've seen it all before. I wanted something new. I wanted something unique. It was not unique.
Well, no, but it was better than most found footage films.
Like I said, you get Paranormal Activity, you put...
But no, it was better than those.
Why?
It had the ghost, it had the scares, it had some great camera angles, it had great special effects.
I was just hoping for a little more of the supernatural things. I wanted to see with the cameras. With the cameras there, they should have had not even when the.
But you cannot oversaturate it with ghosts at the same time, because you still want to have a little bit of this might possibly be real. Well, you cannot oversaturate it with the paranormal, because they only had certain amount of cameras and only certain amount of camera angles.
I was hoping just for a little more activity than the last 35 minutes.
Oh no, I agree with you there, but the last 35 minutes was freaking crazy.
And that's where I give the 2 stars. Just the last 35 minutes.
Okay, the lead up, I'll give you that. It's an hour and a half long.
I mean, if they would,
and there was,
if they were to show just
55 minutes of the movie, they could have done that a lot better. I agree with that.
Maybe in one of the hallways, you just see a simple, maybe the shadow just walking. That's it. That's all I wanted. Just
something where they just kind of go up to a camera that's just recording by itself, and maybe something just kind of passing by.
Yes.
It's just something to kind of go, what the hell was that?
Right.
Something like that.
Right. And I thought they could have had a little more of that.
Okay, so I can see where you're coming from then. Yeah.
Now, our next podcast we're going to do is the sequel,
Grave Encounters 2.
And I'll tell you what, this one was, in my opinion, I'm not going to get into the meat.
No, we'll wait. But
I much enjoyed this one.
Did you?
This one was This one was done very well.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. It was a little bit more of a. Whoa! We probably shouldn't get into that.
Sorry, I didn't see that coming.
I peed a little. All right, for Movie Obscura, I'm Kelly.
I'm Adrian.
We out. Oh, we out.